Hello everyone, this is Disordered Much, and in today's video I'm going to unbox and make a swatch of this 112 color set of gouache. This is actually one of my first purchases of the gouache color. Then I started learning acrylic painting last year, sometime in mid-November, and after like 5 months of painting with acrylic, I've decided that it's time to up my game and add another medium to my skills. So this is actually not my first gouache paint purchase. Before this one, I actually bought this metallic 12 color set. For your understanding, I'm just going to unbox it so you kind of know. Sole purpose of this box was to add the shimmers to my acrylic paintings that I really wanted to try. So I never really got to learn the texture of the gouache paint medium all in all. You can still see that some of these paintings are not unsealed yet because of course it wasn't used that much. But now that we're switching to gouache, we're gonna see how it goes. So for someone who hasn't used gouache before or is very new to gouache, I think this video is for you because you and I are gonna be learning together, and I'm going to give my honest verdict on what the gouache paint feels like. Before I dive into the swatch making, I want to point out that the HIMI brand is from China. It actually goes by the name Mia Arts. HIMI gouache paints are pretty affordable, so any artist who is trying to learn gouache or just a beginner, I think they can start with a HIMI set, Chinese set, and then once they're good enough they can move to artist grade gouache paint. Or maybe not, you could just stick to HIMI if you're really good at what you do with the Chinese brand. So without further ado, let's dive into the unboxing. Should I use my nail? Honestly, if this was a 15-year-old me, I would not even touch this box. I would just save it and never touch it and let it rot because it's too sleek and fashionable. You kind of don't want to touch it at all. Wow, we already have a swatch, but I still want to know what it feels like on my canvas pad paper. Okay, now if you look closely at this, you will see that they have color coded all of these colors in the swatch pad, the swatch sheet, my bad, and then they already also have the color names available. Now this is actually a printout and I want to try it myself and learn the texture of the colors, so I would rather do it myself, make a swatch of my own. Now you can see that at the bottom there are tips. It says covering the gouache after using it can prevent it from drying out. By stirring with a bit of water, it can easily be reactivated. Using HIMI moisturizing spray before closing the lid can effectively prevent bacteria and keep the gouache moist. Okay, so that's another thing about gouache, which is it tends to dry out. So particularly for that, I have also bought a water sprayer. It doesn't cost much, just like $40 or something in our currency. So it has a beautiful handle that you can use to carry it anywhere. But I'm gonna be honest, this is pretty heavy. So in terms of portability outside and painting outdoors, I'm not sure how good of an idea that would be, but why not? No pain, no gain, huh? So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Look at it. Even the cups, the cup seals, they have the color names available on them. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna entirely take off the seal. I'm just going to take it partially off, and then once I'm done with taking the colors for the swatching, I'm going to cover them again with the seal because I'm too cheap. Okay, so we're done unsealing all the cups, and while the best part that I realized about this paint medium was when I was unsealing them, I was smearing paint all over my fingers, and I just rubbed it off with water and it pretty much came off from my fingers. Unlike acrylic, which if you're just a minute too late, it kind of tends to dry off really fast on your skin and then you have to scrub it off. So that's a really great part in terms of taking it off. I don't think I'm gonna be keeping it unsealed like this. I'm gonna use a plastic wrap or sheet over it before I cover the box. Okay, so now swatch time. Let's put this one aside. For swatching, I actually tore off this canvas pad sheet. It's textured. It's not a gouache paper particularly, but let me just zoom in to show you the texture of the paper if you can see it. It's a canvas pad page, so of course it's textured. For this swatching, I also got this new brush set, Keep Smiling 12 set artist red brushes, and I was dying to use them, so I'm just gonna utilize them in this video. I'm gonna take out the flat brush and just use it. So because you have a lot of lighter shade in your box, you might not want to use a light shade right after you use a darker shade, and it's always recommended that you kind of wash your brush before you start using the lighter shades. So I'm going to start with the lighter shades and then I'm gonna get to the darker ones. Okay people, so now we have the swatch ready. I've actually put them down in sequence, how I've arranged my cups in the box, and I'm gonna say that the texture of this paint medium is very creamy and buttery, which is very fun to use. And I really wanted to put them down on a paper because from the cup you can see that a lot of these shades look very similar, completely like the same shade. But when you look at it, especially the lighter shades, you can see that they are all different in their own senses in terms of opaqueness and pigmentation. Please keep in mind that I've actually used no water, and I wanted to see the original outcome on the paper of each of these shades. But I'm pretty sure when we use water to thin out the paint, it's gonna look much less pigmented and better. If you look closely, this is the swatch on my paper, and then this is the swatch that came with the paint box. So there's definitely a significant difference in what the outcome really looks like on your paper. So it's always better that when you buy a new box of paint, any medium at all, it's important that you swatch them on a paper that you paint frequently on. It helps you get a perspective on what the outcome would look like on your painting. The verdict so far after unboxing and the swatching, I think it's a very good texture, a very good medium. I wanna do a painting with wash paint in my next video and see how it performs overall in a painting, because I've seen a lot of people do all these Ghibli style paintings and I've been wondering what it feels like. So I'm gonna give it a try in my next video and let's see how we go from there. It's gonna be fun, guys, learning gouache. Thanks a lot for watching this video.